asing. Kali ini produk yang akan kita bahas yaitu adalah MasterPatio Lift and Sliding System dari Reynaers Aluminium. Dan seperti yang Bapak Ibu lihat, kali ini agak spesial karena profesional reviewer yang kita tampilkan, yang kita hadirkan tidak hanya satu, tapi ada dua. Di sini ada Bu Ledy dan juga Pak Sandhy Sihotang.
Seperti yang tadi Mbak Zita sudah sampaikan, di produk of the week PERAFI series hari ini, kita akan membahas salah satu produk unggulan dari Reynaers Aluminium, yaitu MasterPatio. Dan seperti yang tadi Mbak Zita sampaikan, hari ini kita kehadiran dua profesional reviewer, biasanya satu, Bapak Ibu dan teman-teman sekalian, kita kehadiran dua. Di sini saya akan mengundang Bu Ledy Diana, sebagai senior Façade konsultan Meinhardt Façade Technology. Halo, selamat siang Bu Ledy. Terima kasih Bu Ledy sudah bergabung bersama kami.
Terima kasih buat invite-nya Pak.
Oke. Dan juga satu lagi kita kehadiran Pak Sandhy Sihotang. Mungkin Bapak Ibu dan teman-teman sekalian juga sudah cukup mengenal beliau. Beliau adalah dari Bagan Desain. Halo, selamat siang Pak Sandhy. Nah, ini nanti
siang,
Pak Sandhy. Selamat siang Pak. Terima kasih Pak sudah bergabung bersama kita Pak. Dan Bu Ledy dan Pak Sandhy akan menjadi profesional viewer yang akan menjadi tandem dari Jurgen. Nah, dan hari ini kita akan bilingual gitu ya, karena kita juga kehadiran Jurgen. Halo Jurgen.
Hi everyone, thanks for having me. Pleasure to be here.
How are you?
I'm fine, thanks. I'm excited to show the MasterPatio by Reynaers Aluminium to all of you.
Okay, thank you. So we will start the talk show, Jurgen. So please, your shares, presentations, and let's introduce yourself. And what is the Reynaers, please?
All right.
Please, Jurgen.
Yeah. So one second about myself. So I've been working for Reynaers for more than 20 years. I'm based in the Bangkok office, from where we Bangkok is the Southeast Asia headquarters for Reynaers, and from here we support the whole market in Southeast Asia. Yeah, I will start with the presentation. The presentation is basically a little bit of introduction about the company, and then we will talk a little bit about the product, the MasterPatio. Yeah, if anybody has any question, I don't mind if you will jump in. I'm not sure if during the presentation I will be able to see the chat. So Bayu or Ziza, if you see it, something in the chat that you want to, please help me to highlight, yeah, to tell me that there is a question in the chat, or we do it afterwards.
Okay, we will read all the questions from the participants after our discussions.
After, okay, that's fine.
Okay.
Yeah. So yeah, hello Ledy, hello Sandhy. Yeah. So it's I heard it was a dialogue and not a monologue. So please. Okay, I'll start with introducing the company. It's a family business. It started in 1965 with Mr. Jan Reynaers, who was a fabricator. He started to make his own windows and doors and designing his own systems. Then his friends said, look, I don't know how to extrude a profile, I don't know how to design, but I'm interested in making windows and doors. So at that time, Mr. Jan Reynaers, he started to sell the systems to some of his friends and other people. And this is how we became a system company and not a fabricator. Yeah? Okay, a little bit about our values. We are entrepreneurs, we are innovative, so the word innovation will come more and more, will come back more times in the presentation. We act responsible as a large company. You have to take care of the environment and future generations. We will talk about it more during the presentation again. We give the best of ourselves, we are passionate about what we are doing, and we behave and act as a family. We are united together with all our partners. A small message about partners. So also present in this presentation, or in this talk show, is Sugiarto from PT Aneka, which is our local partner in Indonesia. And then later in the presentation again, it will be more clear how that relationship works. What is Reynaers and what is the local partner, in this case, PT Aneka.
Oh, our mission, so Reynaers already have a representation in Indonesia, right?
Yes, correct. Yes, he's here. The name is PT Aneka.
Oh, okay, PT Aneka.
Yeah.
So for the architects from Indonesia, if they want to spec in the Reynaers, already have just call PT Aneka, right?
Yeah, easy. Also
anytime.
Okay. Halo Pak Sandhy.
Hello everybody. Ya, halo semua. Sandhy, Bu Ledy.
And more important, also in your local language, if necessary.
Okay.
Yeah. So we don't only have our local agent, we even have reference projects, but you have to wait all the way to the end of the presentation to see them. Yeah. Okay. The presentation is quite long, so I am going to move it along, but again, at the end, we have some time to go back to certain points if necessary. Our mission, very important as a company that you have a mission, yeah? So together, we are improving the living and working environment for people today and tomorrow. We do this by combining design techniques and digitalization and create innovative solutions and that add value. And this is how we inspire our partners to create sustainable buildings. Our logo, our slogan is Together for Better. A little bit about the worldwide presence. So the headquarters is in Belgium. It's, you know, this is a small country. We do the sales in 70 different countries. We have offices in more than 40 different countries. We have almost 3,000 employees, 5,000 partners, and worldwide sales. We have 15 logistics centers, so this is very important that you are supplied on time, because there's always a very strict timeline. We have 5 installation sites worldwide, where we do the thermal break of the profiles. We have our own surface treatment. We come back to surface treatment again later in the presentation. We have 5 training centers. So we are not only selling an aluminum system, we follow up the whole process. That means we also make sure that the people, our local partners, have the proper training. We have 7 test centers, so all the products that we show to you or that are released on the market have been properly tested according to the different international standards. The main one, the first tests are always done in the European standards, but we also do testing according to the American standard and the Australian standard. And we have 7.
Is it only in Europe?
Once more?
The test center, is it only available in Europe? You're in-house, right?
So the way that it works, most of the tests of the standard products are done inside the headquarters in Reynaers Aluminium. We have the largest privately owned test center. But when we launch a product, there must be external companies that come to, third-party companies that come to witness the test, make sure we do everything according to the correct steps, and they will give the certificate. So we cannot give our own certificates. Of course, if you have a project or you have a certain project that you want to test, we can do it and you can come and witness that test. So usually for a big project, the architect and the consultant, they will come in to witness that test, so they can really see with their own eyes what is happening, yeah? And then the developer will also join. If this is enough, okay. If you need a third-party test report, again, we invite third-party companies to join them.
Okay, Jurgen, sorry interrupt your presentations. We have a request from the participants. Maybe you can slower a bit your presentations.
Okay.
Terima kasih.
I know.
Terima kasih Bu Susanti. Nanti akan kami bantu untuk sedikit menjelaskannya dalam bahasa. Okay, please continue, Jurgen.
Okay, so about the tests is clear, right?
Yeah.
Okay, super. And then we have 7 production sites where we produce thermally broken profiles and so on. And also windows and doors. This again will come back later in the presentation. Okay. Okay, the company has been growing quite fast. On average, every 8 years we double our turnover. Of course, the number of employees will grow also. 2022 we will go to 760, 780 million euros, the way that it's growing now. So the company is growing really, really fast. Yeah. Okay, a little bit about our brands, the Reynaers Group. Yeah, so the biggest part is Reynaers Aluminium. The word says it, aluminium. So the aluminium systems, where it represents 90% of our company. So Reynaers is the aluminium systems. Alural and Europaint are the painting companies that I mentioned before. Roval, this is everything to do with bench sheets, sills at the top of the roof where we make finishings, and so on. So everything to do with bent aluminium sheets. PERAFI is a company that is doing the insulation of the profiles. So often this is integrated inside the Reynaers Aluminium production halls, yeah. But it is a separate company in the end. ATA is a software company. Reynaers very much believes in digitalization and in all these kind of additional services. So this is a company that was working like 70-75% for Reynaers, their turnover. So we decided to integrate it in the group and to buy the whole company. And then Sommaloo. Sommaloo is a company in France where we are actually making windows and doors. So when we have a new product, when we have a new service, a new steering for a machine or anything else, we run it through an existing fabricator which is called Sommaloo. Yeah, they are really in the market competing with in normal projects. So it's a real life fabricator. On the right side, Forster profile system. It is exactly the same like Reynaers Aluminium, but in steel. So it has windows and doors in steel. It has curtain walls in steel. And when people think about a steel door, you automatically think about fire-rated stuff, bulletproof and so on, which is correct. We have this. But please note, we also have architectural steel windows and doors. So it is not only the safety solutions that we have, we also have the normal architectural. Forster has a 35% worldwide market share. It is a company that is based in Switzerland. It was bought 3 or 4 years ago by the Reynaers Group, so it's a 100% Reynaers company, but it will remain a Swiss company, a Swiss brand. The factory will remain there. Then Bloxer on the right side is this.
Can you do Forster to Southeast Asia as well?
Yeah, so later in the presentation I showed this. So since last year, Reynaers Southeast Asia, so here from the Bangkok office, we are also representing Forster. So Forster Southeast Asia is now supported from the Southeast Asia headquarters in Bangkok. Yeah.
Okay.
The last big project we have is in Vietnam. There are a few projects in Singapore. So yeah, readily available.
Okay. Jurgen, sorry.
Yeah, please.
I will give a little translation about this slide because it's quite interesting. So Reynaers have a big group, right?
Yeah. Let me finish. Finish the right side. Blockser is the same like Sommerlu, but for the steel projects, for the steel products.
Oh, oke. Jadi seperti itu yang disampaikan teman-teman dan Bapak Ibu sekalian. Jadi Reynaers sudah cukup banyak grupnya, selain ada Aluminium Window, tapi juga ada Alural, European, Royal, Arab, ATA, ada ATA, and Somalu. That's all. Itu semua untuk Reynaers Aluminium System, dan juga untuk profilnya Reynaers juga punya ada Forster dan Blockser. Dan yang menarik, ini semuanya sudah ada di Asia Tenggara. So for all these brands already have in Southeast Asia, right, Jurgen?
Yes.
Okay.
But yeah. So to explain a little bit better, so Reynaers Aluminium. Yeah. When you buy something from Reynaers, we will paint in Alural and in Euro paint. Yeah. So the branding that you see in the market is Reynaers Aluminium, but behind Reynaers Aluminium is a company that is doing the paint. We don't outsource; we control by ourselves because we had a lot of problems with the paint before. And then the management said, why are we struggling so much to get the paint right? Let's buy these companies and do it ourselves. And this is how we bought the painting companies. And the same with ATA. So outside, you will not see these brands. You will just see Reynaers Aluminium. Yeah. So, for example, Alural and Euro Paint, they also paint for our competitors. So so these are independent companies, but they belong to the Reynaers group.
Oh, okay. Well, it's quite interesting.
Yeah, but you will not see them in Southeast Asia in the market because indirectly, when you buy the profile, it is painted by these companies. It is thermally broken by Arab. Yeah, the software solutions that you see, they are offered by Reynaers Aluminium, but they are designed by ATA. But you will not notice that. Huh? Yeah, that's all behind the screens. So complete openness.
Okay, it's good.
All right. I will move to the next slide.
Yep.
Super. A little bit about our activities. So we do research and development. More about that in a later stage. I will talk a little bit about operations, marketing and distribution. Yeah, a little bit what we're doing also now, exchanging of ideas, and the assembly and the installation by our partners. Yeah. So again, very important that this is not forgotten. That we don't just sell an aluminium system. That we are sure that the end product that is going into the market is also of a high quality. We have a very wide range of products. We have windows and doors, a complete range of windows and doors, sliding and folding doors, and we have different types of curtain walls. In the end, we have about 30 different systems. I'm only allowed to speak about one today. Even you will see that I managed to slide in a few more, but anyway, so there's one main project that we talk about today, which is in the middle of the group, which is the lift and sliding door, which is a very unique product, to be honest. It's a very amazing product, and that's why I chose it to show it to you today. But don't forget, visit our website, www.reynaers.com. You will see a lot more products there that we can work with. Yeah. Innovation. Again, a word that we use a lot. We have about 100 engineers that every day are designing new systems, also updating existing systems. Yeah, so we are always improving the systems that we have. We are looking and doing research in the market and finding different things. Very important is the middle point here, the standard and the bespoke solution. The bespoke solutions often come back in Southeast Asia, and the reason is that sometimes we need to do some value engineering. So everybody wants the big doors. Everybody wants to have the very high, the heavy doors, very high water performance and stuff like that. So we can do all this. Also in the curtain walls, we can have a special shape, a certain movement. Yeah. For example, if we talk about earthquake, in Belgium there are no earthquakes, but we have projects in New Zealand that have successfully resisted huge earthquakes. We have projects in Turkey. So we have all that experience and all that know-how, and we can adjust exactly to your needs. And because of these bespoke solutions, we are able to come closer to the accepted budget of the market. 10 years ago, when I first came to Southeast Asia, we were selling the European system as it was in Europe, with the margins from Europe. It was impossible to sell it. So what we did is we adjusted our strategy a little bit. Yeah, we accepted that the margins are not the same here. At the other way around, most of the projects are also much bigger. Yeah, so you have a lot of big projects. You don't need thermal break most of the time. Even we promote it and we advise that you use thermal break for several reasons. Yeah, CO2 reduction in emission, prevent condensation in balconies and on the outside, etc. But if it is a budget, if there's a budget constraint, what we did is we took out the thermal break, we replaced it with aluminum, and we extruded the profile locally for certain projects. So all of a sudden, we brought down the price with 25%. We didn't have to import it anymore. We didn't have to pay import tax and transport costs anymore. So these are things that with bespoke solutions, we can do a lot. Yeah. Some European systems, they will say, here is what we sell, take it or leave it. We are not like that. I have here in Bangkok a team of 2 people that are doing nothing but that, doing discussions with architects and consultants on how to adjust systems to match, yeah, to make sure that we do exactly what you want at the right budget. We will never be at the same price as a local system. This is not possible, but we can reduce the cost a lot if necessary. We love be challenged and challenging. So if there is something that you want to do something special, please communicate with us.
I have a question. So the bespoke system is kind of taking up your existing system and modify it, right? But it doesn't like change the size, or the size of the aluminum will remain the same.
Yeah. So what we try to do is we keep for sure the technology, the basic principle of water drainage, etc. That we will keep. For example, the architect, we have a high-rise building. I just give one example. There's so many examples, but I'll just give you one. You have a high-rise building, and at the bottom, the wind pressure is not as much as the top. So what we do is, at the bottom, we use the normal sliding door. From the 10th floor up, we use the same door, but we put a reinforcement on the profile with exactly the same width as the profile. Starting from the 20th floor, we use exactly the same reinforcement, but inside we put an aluminum tube. So when you look as the architect or you look from the outside, it looks exactly the same, this door, but you did save a lot of aluminum where you didn't need it. Yeah. So this is
the main sizing, right?
Say again?
You keep the main sizing of your profile. For example, the sliding door is 150, that you keep it that way and just reinforce it.
Correct. Right. Yeah, correct. You're right. It can be a reinforcement. It can be a profile integrated in the vent profile of the sliding door, which becomes a handle, a continuous handle, and that shape of that handle can be any kind of shape that you want. So there's a lot of things that we can do in bespoke systems. Yeah. Just to let you know that if you cannot find it in the catalog or you cannot see it in the brochures or something, don't hesitate to be in touch with us, because there's a high chance that we've done something already. Okay. What are the innovate? I promise you that the word innovation will come back several times. Yeah. So when we do the development of a system, what are the drivers on the products? What do we look for? Yeah. We look for high performance, of course, but also a good look. It has to look well. Comfort. Yeah. You have to feel well when you use the product, and the well-being of people inside the buildings. Energy and sustainability is becoming extremely important. You all heard probably about the energy crisis in Europe. Yeah. It is far away for us, but that systems and all these solutions that are being developed now, why don't we use them here also? There is no reason not to do it. Yeah, robust and efficient. So people want more and more bigger dimensions. So you have to make sure that it's robust, that it's strong, but of course it has to be also efficient when you use it. Yeah, safety and security. More and more projects ask for special solutions: burglar protection, bullet-proof, earthquake solutions, bomb blast. You name it, everything we can do, we have done already. Smart and connected, you know how people are addicted to smartphones and stuff like that. So of course, we have to follow that trend. And we are having now motorized sliding doors, motorized curtain wall, parallel opening windows, etc. So we just follow the trend of the market, of course. Yeah. Sustainability, a very big word at the moment, especially in Europe, actually together. So we have now developed circular products. So I'm looking now at, I'm going back one, yeah, here. So to develop circular products, that means that the product can be 100% recycled. And you might be surprised that even in an aluminum door, how many parts are there that are difficult to be recycled. So at the moment, we have only one product that is 100% recyclable. And yes, you guessed it right, the MasterPatio. Yeah. So, but all the products that were developed before that we did not pay attention to this, they are not 100% recyclable. Yeah. So, and this is what we are doing. We are these 100 engineers that I mentioned before, this is what you're doing, not only designing new things, but also seeing how can we make all these doors 100% circular products. Because everybody knows about climate change, everybody sees what is happening. So, and as a big company, it is our duty and it's normal that we also pay attention to this. But again, it doesn't mean that everything that we use in the door was recycled. That's not what it means. Circular means everything that has been used can be recycled afterwards. Yeah? Okay. Operational excellence. Every project has a short lead time. The clients always order late. Yeah, so we have to make sure that we can deliver on time. So we do this with extra warehouses. We have different installation sites, and we do local sourcing. all these slides now, they go a little bit deeper in the things that I mentioned before. So I'm only going to mention to you the most important parts. Yeah. If there are questions later, please don't hesitate to ask now or after the presentation. So the key word, what I want to say here, basically all the different surface treatments that are available, we can do. Yeah. We have about 400 different colors, and we can also do color matching. What we have important here on this slide is pre-anodization. Pre-anodization is a name that we use inside Reynaers, and this is basically a pre-treatment on the aluminium to prevent corrosion. More and more of the big cities, they are considered aggressive environment, means the atmosphere is polluted, and it can create corrosion. Close to swimming pools, especially close to the sea, yeah, we strongly advise to use this pre-anodization treatment to prevent corrosion. And then Reynaers is offering a 10-year system guarantee on your aluminium products. Yeah, fully integrated processes. So because we have the painting company belongs to Reynaers, so all of this is integrated inside the same system. QualiNot and QualiCode, so these are European standards which also start to come to Southeast Asia, which we are using to have a measurement on the quality of the paint. It's the only one that we are aware of. Yeah, so this is the one that we are using to check or to have at least a degree of standard and a degree of quality that you can measure. Yeah, about the surface treatments. Yeah, we have all the known standards and ISO certificates. At the bottom of the slide, on the right side, you see there 10-year system guarantee. As far as I know, we are still the only supplier who is system supplier, aluminium system supplier that is doing that. So we give a 10-year system guarantee on our products. Yeah. So that's a 10-year system guarantee. This is linked to the actual invoice. So this is to PT Aneka. So for the end client, it is interesting to know that PT Aneka, that if they give a guarantee on the products, this is backed by a huge European company that is giving that 10-year system guarantee to them. Yeah. So that they are not alone if something would happen. I'm working more than 20 years in the company. I never had to use the 10-year system guarantee. Okay, that was a little bit about the company. Now I'm going to go to the products. Yeah? Our flagships. So again, I repeat that we have more than 30 different products. Yeah. Today I'm going to talk about the latest developments. Let's call it like that. Yeah. So our flagships the first one is Highfinity. The Highfinity was a huge success. People loved it. There was also a little bit of a downside, is that it was a little bit expensive, yeah, compared to a normal product. And then we made something else, something compatible, which is the MasterPatio. So Highfinity, you see it on the screen here, the infinite view. I'm going to start with Highfinity. Yeah. So this is the type of projects that you can do. You can also repeat this on different floors in high-rise projects. Yeah. So it's not just a sliding system; it's a facade system with a sliding window inside and with minimalistic look, minimalistic sidelines. You can also call it razor edge picture frame, however you want to call it. So this is what you can do with Highfinity.
Wait, Jurgen, I want to ask to Pak Sandhy. Menarik nggak Pak produk dari Reynaers ini Pak? Sebagai arsitek, melihat produk ini seperti apa Pak?
Yeah, I think I have a few concerns from the aesthetic point of view. The first is the one that Ledy just asked us. Normally in architecture, in a design stage, we don't decide the brand for the glass frame. So yep. The main issue will be, do you have any generic dimension that we can use during the design stage? It means that you can always customize the size that you want, so that later on the contractor need not to change whatever detail we have.
Yeah, yeah. So we can share this. For example, we have this kind of shop drawings, or these kind of sections that we have with certain dimensions. There's no issue. We can share with you. You have to be aware that what happened before in Southeast Asia is that sometimes the showroom would be done in Reynaers with developers, but then in the real project, people would start using something different. And architects and end clients, they started insisting that they did prescribe really Reynaers aluminium inside the prescription documents, yeah. But they wrote Reynaers or equal, yeah, because to prevent this issue that people start switching to other systems, which are much cheaper but also less performant. So, but if you say I don't want to use a brand in my specifications, just generic sections like that, yeah, no issue at all. We don't mind, as long as you don't name it differently. Yeah, it cannot be a Reynaers section that you give it a different name. That is not allowed. But no name, that's okay.
Please continue, Jurgen. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So okay, a little bit about Highfinity so that you understand where MasterPatio is coming from. Yeah? So Highfinity was basically designed for this minimalistic look. We did a lot of improvements. It was designed originally in 2013. It had a huge success. So we keep on designing and innovating. Yeah. One of the biggest new things is that we have now a manual integrated lock, which we didn't have before. Before it was always with a motorized lock. So even for a manual door, you had a motorized lock. And the reason is that when you look at the door, you don't see a lock, you don't see a cylinder, you don't see anything. Yeah, that's minimalistic look. But how do you lock your door? And that we did at the top of the door with a pin that dropped down, and that was using electricity. But we have so many questions about we want a manual lock that now we did make a manual lock, which is on the chicane profile here in the middle. Noise reduction up to 46 decibel. And water tightness, this is a normal sliding door. The high finish is not a lift and slide, a normal sliding door, up to 750 Pascal for water performance. When you see in my presentation, if you see later on the website or in any product documentation of Reynaers a water tightness or wind performance, then you have to imagine that this is the standard tested. Yeah. Why don't we put there the maximum? Because if it is, for example, 1,500 Pascal, which we also did before with certain products, that means that we probably did something special to the window or to the door. This is maybe also related to a certain project or certain circumstances. But the 750 Pascal that you officially see in the documentation will work if you use the section that you see related to it. It will always work for that section. It doesn't mean we cannot do higher. It means this is what will always work. Because otherwise what you get is people will take that section and say, hey, you said it was 1,500 Pascal. I'm using it now. Why is it not passing 1,500 Pascal? First of all. Second of all, if we would design every window and door that can do 1,500 Pascal or whatever it is, it would have such a strong design, and you would have to use so many components that you make the price too expensive for 80% of your projects, because not every project needs these extreme wind and water performances. Yeah. So please don't only stick to what you see in official documentation. Contact us if you have a different request. Yeah.
We're going to have a question because it's quite interesting to see a very slim and big sliding door. But for the handle part, right, is the frame will be kind of thicker than the other part. But and then how is it the locking system? Because there's no, you know, like normal sliding door, you just turn it right and then to lock it.
Yeah, correct. So the frame, you can see at the right side of the slide here, you can see that the frame is very deep, and it is so deep because first of all, you need here a certain chamber to drain your water. Yeah, there are two different depths in the high finity, and then when we do the installation of the floor, you can do it with the floor here at the bottom section, or we can do it with an aluminum plate. Yeah, and then you can see on the picture here, we hide the frames inside the wall, behind the plasterboard or inside the floor. So there are frames there, but you don't see them anymore.
Wow.
So I'm looking for this detail. Sorry. Okay, Ledy, you can continue.
I'm just like talking
okay. It's very interesting detail because the previous one you were saying about the water tightness. I'm curious about how this water tightness works. So yeah, based on this detail, can you tell me where's the FFL for this? I just want to know the sequence during the construction. Whether the contractor need to provide any recess on the floor before this the frame comes in. So how it works usually during construction?
Yeah, you see the slide. You see the picture on the slide now, right? Yeah. Okay. So you see that the water, you see the outside. So this floor here would be on tripods. This would be an elevated floor, and the water will be able to drain out from the system under the floor here. Option one, it drains just under the floor. There is nothing special here under the floor. Option two, on the outside here, there's a gutter. And in one of the next slides, you will see that in the MasterPatio, we designed a gutter here, which will catch all that water and then bring it to a pipe and then to the outside.
So there will be recess on the slab.
You should do, I think,
because you have a system to drain the water from the floor in front of this door.
Yes, so the water will go inside the grooves of the floor. It will disappear in the floor, and then it will be drained out from the floor, under the floor. Yeah.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
Okay.
Don't forget that this is a normal sliding system. So it's not a lift and sliding system. So all you have is brushes here, and then still you get this kind of performance. So wait. So this is so normal sliding. Yeah, this is a normal sliding system. Yeah. So all you have is these brushes here. Yeah. Yeah. So you're relying on the water to go into the grooves of this floor to be drained out. Okay.
I think the architect will be very happy with this detail.
Yeah. Later there's going to be another slide which is showing this more clearly actually. Yeah. It is. Yeah. Okay. I'm going to go to the next one. Another thing. So now we have at the bottom everything is clean, at the top everything is clean, and now we don't want to see the vent anymore when we open the door. So we call it pocket solution. So basically the whole door disappears inside the wall. Yeah? So you need to make sure, because we have a project now in Jakarta actually, yeah, you have to make sure that you foresee at the left side, you see this here, yeah, there's another wall here where you can hide your vent. So you do have to, during the construction, make sure that you have that other wall there. Yeah. Yeah. But these are details that we can share with you once we are going for that solution. Okay. Corners. We have internal corners and we have internal and external corners. Yeah. So a lot of people, they like to open their window like this. So this is possible with Highfinity. To save cost, to reduce the total cost of the system, if your Highfinity or if your glass is continuing, you can your Highfinity can connect into, on the right side, a continuous fixed glazing. So it can go into a profile which looks like a stick curtain wall system, where the glass can just continue. Yeah. So the look will be the same. So the capping here on the front is 50 mm, the same like the chicane of the Highfinity door.
Okay.
Yep.
Sorry, Jurgen, I interrupt your presentations again. So I will invite all the participants. So if there are any questions, they can put all the questions on the chat columns. So I will use bahasa. Jadi Bapak Ibu dan teman-teman sekalian, jadi kalau bisa ada pertanyaan mengenai pelaparan dari Jurgen mengenai Reynaers ini dari produk-produknya, jadi pertanyaan silahkan ditanyakan di kolom chat terlebih dahulu menggunakan bahasa Indonesia juga tidak apa-apa, nanti kita akan coba untuk translatekan dalam bahasa Inggris gitu. So it is quite interesting products ya, Jurgen. I have curious about the railings, Jurgen. In your slide presentations, I cannot see the railings put in below or above the frames, right?
Yeah. So I'm starting with the nice pictures, yeah, and then I'm going to the more technical sections after the nice. Give me a second, and then you're gonna see it.
Okay.
I have one more thing I want to show to you, yeah, and this is an integrated fly screen. So in Southeast Asia, we have a lot of mosquitoes, not flies, but mosquitoes, yeah, called mosquito screen. So yeah, so as you can see, and on the middle section here, or on the in the middle of the slide, when you close the mosquito screen, you don't see it, yeah. So you can decide to open your door without or with the fly screen. Yeah. So the only thing I have to say, there is a limitation on how much you can open it, because the limitation is that how much fly screen can you put in this chamber here. So I believe it is maximum to 1 meter or something like that. Yeah. So but you can open your door for some ventilation up to 1 meter, and then you can open your fly screen or mosquito screen up to here to stop mosquitoes from coming in, obviously. Okay.
Can we integrate this with your other product, Jurgen script? Because there's many architects actually to request the product.
Yeah, not yet. Highfinity is the highest level of the products that we have. That's why we started with Highfinity. What we have in the other products at the moment is that we retrofit, or we make a frame and a vent on top of the on top of the sliding door. So you can do it on the outside or in the inside. In Europe, we do it on the outside. In Thailand here, a lot of people, they like their mosquito screens on the inside. So we have a whole door, which is a very small profile, a rail and a vent, which we on the outside of the frame. But this is fully integrated. And we are doing this in more and more systems. But Ledy, what you need is that space, yeah? If you look at the middle of the slide here, you need that space where you can put that fly screen. And if you go to the more economical solutions, sometimes you don't have so much space. So there you have to put it on the outside of your door. Yeah. Yeah. But we are looking into the next system because it's extremely popular. Everybody loves this. So we are looking at other systems to integrate this. It's always like that. So we have, like I said, we have 30 different systems. When you design a new system and you do something, everybody say, hey, I want this, but I want it in that system. So, and this is these 100 engineers that we have. They're not always making new things, but they are integrating all these other things into the new doors, or into the old doors also. Yeah. So this will come in more doors, but at the moment in Highfinity here. Okay, so this on the left bottom here, you see the rollers. Yeah. So it is not just one wheel. It is in total 6 wheels on one side and 6 wheels, so 12 in total, that are standing on top of a rail. I'm not sure if we can see the rail. Yeah. So that are standing. I don't know if I have a section of the rail now. Here at the top here, yeah, here the rail is here. Do you see that? Do you see my mouse moving?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so this is the rail. You can see this is not a small rail, like you see in the MasterPatio, this is the normal rail that you know in a sliding door, right? In Highfinity, it is like this. So, and then if you look at the wheels, they are not straight. They are a little bit bent to the inside. And so this is to prevent that it comes off the track. And this is given an extra strength and extra smoothness when you roll the door. So we did a lot of tests, on what is the shape of the track and the wheels, and what would be the best way to slide it smoothly. For example, we make these bearings in stainless steel. Why in stainless steel? Because it has a very high durability, and we do tests on durability, and it has a very smooth movement. What do some of the cheaper competitors do? They make it in the standard, what is available from suppliers, which is copper. When the rollers are made from copper, they are 25% cheaper, but copper is more soft, so it's not so smooth, plus the durability is not that big. It wears out more quickly. What also is that these rollers, it is very difficult to clean them. And when you get corrosion, if you are in an aggressive environment and you cannot do cleaning, if you have a window in an aggressive environment on the outside and it is every day raining and you rinse the salt from your window, you will never get corrosion. But the wheels you cannot clean. So it's important that they are in a higher anti-corrosion class, and C5 is the highest class that you can get. So this is the standard item from Reynaers if you buy is C5 for when it comes to corrosion. So this is something that is coming more and more. Again, I repeat myself, the environment is getting more and more aggressive, and we are getting ready for this. So we thought about having in the range a non-anti-corrosion and an anti-corrosion version, but then you reduce the volume and the price will become much higher. By doing everything in anti-corrosion when it is available, you create the volume and the price difference becomes very small compared to your whole aluminium system. If you then include fabrication glass, the whole building, the percentage is 0.something% for an anti-corrosion for your wheels, which will last much longer than a normal wheel. It's a no-brainer, you have to do this. So this is a little bit about the wheels and about some of the accessories of the Highfinity. On the right side, you see the motor. The motor is, you don't have to be a specialized electrician. Maybe Sugiarto from Peter Annika will not 100% agree with me now. But anyway, so the motor is designed in a way that is plug and play. So you install the motor inside the outer frame, so it's invisible first of all, and then you have a small plug at the right top there. You have a plug here. You plug it in, and then your motor starts working. With a press of the button, with a keypad, with different types of connections. Basically, the motor needs an electrical signal. It doesn't matter where that electrical signal is coming from. The wires that are basically two wires sticking out, whatever you put there to get an electrical signal will make your motor work. What you see here, you see this here, that pin. This is what I was talking about. This is the lock. So at the top of your vent, so this is the motorized lock. At the top of your vent, there will be a hole, and when there's a signal, this pin, it will drop down, and this is the lock. So you don't see a cylinder, you don't see a key, something for the key, only this thing here, this lock here. This is the little bit of a summary of the things that were mentioned before. On the right side here, this is a glass-to-glass corner. So if you don't want the corner to open, or if you don't have budget for it, if you want to have it, you want to do value engineering, you want to have it cheaper, but you don't want profiles there, you want to have it almost open, you can make a glass-to-glass corner in Highfinity. So you just connect the glasses, you just glue them together, install it into a Highfinity, so this is then fixed, and then you have a fixed corner. Apart from what we saw before, where you have the opening corner, So, and then this would be also fixed, and this one is the movable vent. So this one you can open and close.
What's the handle, Jurgen, for your slider in that section?
Yeah, the handle is here.
Okay.
Yeah, that's the handle. It's not invisible, but it's almost invisible. If we have time, I can exit this presentation. I can go to another presentation to show you the actual handle. It is very streamlined. It's not completely invisible, but almost invisible. So if you have a manual door, you need that handle. Theoretically, if you have a motorized door, you can leave away the handle, so you see nothing. The lock is invisible, no more handle. If you have a manual door, you still need a handle to open and close your door.
So basically, if this is with the automatic, I only see a single frame on the left side.
That frame, window. You don't see that frame. That frame will be hidden behind the wall. It will be built inside the wall with plaster boards. You only see in the middle here, this section of 50mm, that's what you will see.
Right.
Yeah. Okay, then MasterPatio. So Highfinity, fantastic system, sliding, only sliding, not lift and slide, sliding. Minimalistic looks. the glass is very special. Yeah, so the glass is carrying the stability of that door, because you can imagine that this cannot carry a lot of wind pressure. So the profile and the glass are working together, which makes it expensive. Yeah, so new design, MasterPatio. So what is MasterPatio? Basically, it is the next generation lift and sliding systems. Why do we say next generation? Because we took all the sliding doors from Reynaers, we took all the sliding doors from the competitors, we took all the best features, and we put it into this sliding door. And at this moment, all the features of MasterPatio combined cannot be found with any of the competitors at the moment in the market. Yeah. So it is the design of a sliding door system I'm reading now. Yeah, the design of the sliding door system succeeds in combining of state-of-the-art sustainable requirements with excellent installation performance and clear design idea. We win already an award last year with the system. Yeah, so this is, you can see the picture how it looks like, and now we go a little bit more to the features. Water tightness up to standard up to 1500 Pascal. So high affinity normal sliding door 750 Pascal. Yeah, this one 1500. You can see, right, with a slim chicane. So here, that profile also very slim, 50 millimeter only. Yeah, I talk about performance first. Wind resistance, yeah, class C5. Sound reduction up to 44 decibel. Why is it less than the high affinity? Because sound reduction is a lot affected by from the glass. High affinity is practically only glass, so you have a very high acoustic performance. Here, you still see profiles, which you see here at the bottom. You still see some profiles, so that's why the sound reduction is a little bit less. For me, I don't want to make all the architects angry now, yeah, but for me, because of the proportions, because these doors are huge doors, these black lines, yeah, are often still acceptable, while they're not accepted by high affinity. While people don't want to see them with high affinity, in MasterPatio they are usually acceptable. Operating forces, very important, class 1, which is the best class you can get. So operation forces is the force to open and close your door. These doors are usually, we go to the next slide there, you will see that, yeah. These doors are usually huge. Glass up to 63 millimeter, double glass, triple glass, laminated glass, huge weight. Yeah? So it is important that it's easy to move that glass. The first design, or the first MasterPatio with the new one that is coming in April 2023, there will be a 30% reduction again in the operating force of this door. So this is by keep on finding new designs, new ways of doing that. A few of these things I will mention later in the presentation of how we do this. And this is what these 100 engineers are doing. Thermal insulation up to 0.75 watt per meter to the second Kelvin. So this is really, really very high insulation value. Aesthetics, yeah, for the architects here. So fully concealed hardware. If you look at other lift and slide doors, you see that often the receiver or the locking points are visible. Yeah, here they are concealed. I will show you a section later how we do this. Reduced sidelines, yeah, slim chicane. Why reduced sidelines? Reduced sidelines, first of all, because of the slim chicane. Yeah. Second of all, because of a lift and slide solution. If we have a lift and slide, does everybody know what is the difference between a lift and slide and a sliding door? Does everybody know this?
Okay.
I don't, but maybe you can explain it, Jurgen, for others.
Yeah, okay. I'm going to explain it when we go through the sections, yeah? So the main difference is that in a normal sliding door, you have basically the profiles, and they are separated by a brush to make sure that they can slide past each other, that you don't have aluminium against aluminium, which will scratch and make a sound. In a lift and sliding door, you have, instead of a brush, you have a gasket. It's the same like when you have a normal window. When you close the window, you close the handle, you really push the gaskets to each other. And that is what you're doing in a lift and sliding door. And how it works, I will show you in the sections, which is a bit easier to understand there. Yeah. Again, low threshold, yeah, built-in frame is possible. And at the bottom here, we see a hidden drainage, which is again the same principle as what Mr. Sandhy was asking. Again, the hidden drainage under the floor here. In MasterPatio, we have another hidden drainage, which again, I will show you in one of the next slides. Innovation, symmetrical design for easy fabrication. It is easy to design a fantastic product, but if you need an astronaut to put it together, this is not possible. The product is assembled in factories all over the world, so we have to make sure that we make it in a way that when you do the assembly, that you cannot make mistakes. It cannot be 100% like that, but we make at least as much as possible. So by using a symmetrical design for certain parts where it is possible, that means that if they put it left or right, it will be the same, it will be correct, and that is what we're trying to do. Low friction sliding gasket, exactly, low friction sliding gasket. So normally you can imagine if you take a normal gasket from any other system and you put two pieces of aluminum together and you slide, it will be stuck. Especially when you have a very big sliding door, you have a lot of surface where the gasket and the sliding and aluminum is touching. So the friction will be so hard that it's impossible to slide your door. Why do we still want to use gaskets? Because of if you use a brush, which is normal for a normal sliding door, if you use a brush, the wind and the water is very easy to get through. You will never get extreme high performance. So that's why by using gaskets, you get a much better wind and water performance. Special glass supports, yeah, all patented, yeah. Why do we use special glass supports? Because it is very important that the glass weight is going straight on the wheels and straight to the track and straight to the floor. If you in a lot of systems, when you look at sliding doors, you see that they make the glass asymmetrical with the wheels. Means that in the continuous life cycle of that sliding door, yeah, the wheels are being forced, or there's always stress on the wheels. Yeah, so this is extremely important. In the higher level, in the better to get a better performance. Yeah, to get, for example, 30% less friction or operating force. We have pre-drilled internal drainage, which I have to show you in the sections to make it clear, which I'm going to do. Yeah. And then a smart design for higher fabrication and installation tolerances. All over the world, not only in Southeast Asia, all over the world, you can design an amazing product, and we always have issues that afterwards the end client says, hey, this is not perfect or that is not perfect, and this is because of fabrication issues. Yeah, so you can give all the training in the world. If they come in the office, if they come into the factory, the workers on a Monday morning with a little bit hangover, or if the workers are changed, yeah, it's important that your system can tolerate a little bit of, or quite some tolerances, and this system was designed to be able to take up more tolerances than a standard system.
Oh yeah, so the Reynaers already have a standard about the design, right, and the quality of the frames.
Yeah.
So for the Indonesian clients, do not worry to have a different quality from another country, right, Jurgen?
For sure.
Okay, so jadi maybe I will translate a little bit. Jadi nggak perlu khawatir teman-teman dan Bapak Ibu sekalian. Jadi Reynaers sudah punya standar bahwa semua material yang dipakai itu akan mempunyai standarisasi sama dengan negara-negara yang Reynaers supply, seperti itu kurang lebih. It is quite interesting, Jurgen. Ya, Pak Sandhy, silakan Pak.
Question. So what's the lead time for you to deliver the product from your factory?
Yeah, it's a very good question. So in the last 2 years, the logistic operations, the shippings, everything has been disrupted because of COVID. Yeah, and I was last week in Belgium, and it was there to all the managers announced that we were able to solve all the issues. So that means if you take something from the stock in Reynaers, yeah, and the stock today, this is the huge warehouse which is in our headquarters. We rented 3 external warehouses, and I went to visit one of them. Yeah, external warehouses where we put stock that is not so urgent, but at least a backup stock. Because last year it was not only about following the delivery, there was also discussions about shortage of materials, that we were not even going to be able to buy enough aluminium for all our projects. Yeah, and then we have one warehouse where we put all the most important or the most recurring powder coats, because there was also talking that there was not enough polyester to make enough powder coats. So today, the lead time, if it is for a small villa project and everything can come from the stock, yeah, we need about 1 week to prepare the order and to find a container to ship it. And it is about, I guess it's 45 on the sea, Sugiarto, is that correct?
Yeah, normally it can reach about 45 to 60 days from Belgium.
Yeah, on the sea,
on the
and then,
shipping line.
Correct. And then we still have to import it. So that means that Sugiarto or PT Aneka still needs 1 week to do the import, I guess. 1 week, Sugiarto, is enough to import the goods?
No. Yeah, enough.
Yeah. So that is, so let's say that the transport, the finding the ship, the importing in Indonesia, this is 2 months that you have. If it's a stock item in mill finish, it can be fast. If you have to paint it, it takes 2 weeks. If the item is not in stock, if it's a standard item that is for whatever reason not in stock, it takes another 2 weeks. So a normal product, a standard product in a normal situation is 1 month production and 2 months on the sea. So you're looking at three months. In the last year, in the last 12 months, we did not reach that. It was longer. But they promised us now, last week in the headquarters, that it is back to normal. If you have an OS item, a non-standard item, yeah, then it depends. If we have the die, if we still have to open the die, opening a die is again 30 days to open a new die. Then we have to test the prototype, which is 1 to 2 weeks, and then we have again 1 month of production. Yeah.
So before you do the production, do you need to do site measurement, or you can adjust on site after the delivery?
Yeah, it's a very good question. I'm happy that you ask it to make it clear to everybody. So Reynaers is a system company, and we are going to extrude the profiles at standard length of 7 meters. We're going to have boxes of gasket, rolls of gasket, boxes of screws, boxes of handles, and that we're going to ship to Indonesia in a container. So it takes less volume. Then PT Aneka, yeah, Mr. Sugyarto, he's going to go to the site and do the measurements, and then he is going to have the final measurement, and then he's going to cut the profiles. So normally there is a little bit of wastage, but normally it's okay, but if it is really a big tolerance and you have really bad luck that you cannot cut that last piece out of one profile, then you need one extra profile. But if the tolerances are not too much, then there should not be an issue. Yeah. We are not. Yeah, we are not shipping windows and doors from Belgium. We are sending profiles, which are produced, and the windows and the doors are produced in Indonesia. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. And then one more thing that is available for the Indonesian market is that if the project is big enough and we have the die in Thailand that we can extrude in Thailand, and then the lead times become much faster. The accessories and the gaskets at the moment are still coming from Europe, yeah, but they are usually in stock. But the profiles, which is the longest lead time and the biggest volume for transportation, we have a lot of dies non-terminally broken today, non-terminally broken in Thailand. We are thinking about putting an installation line here in Bangkok, but today we do not have it yet. Yeah? And then,
so it's fully imported material, right?
If it is terminally broken, yes.
Because someone asking in the chat about the local component, I think that's something that local project, I mean the government project here, become a prerequisite that they're going to ask what's the component that can be produced locally.
Yeah. We already audited a local extruder because for some projects I know it is important, and also to be price competitive. We discussed it with Sugyarto, so we have an extruder ready to do the extrusions for us. So extruded profiles, which is the bulk of the system, can be made locally if it is non-terminally broken. All the accessories, gaskets, the smaller components, they will still come from Europe, because it's not sure that we can find this in Indonesia. A handle for a sliding door, it has to be audited, it has to be tested by Reynaers, so this is not so easy to do. But so the bulk, yeah, the extruded aluminium profiles, if it's necessary, possible to extrude in Indonesia at the moment. Already possible.
And how about the supervisions when this product installed in the projects, Jurgen? You will come in the Indonesia or representative from PT Aneka with Pak Sugi?
Yeah. So during the fabrication and installation, we organize trainings, yeah, and certain standard products you are allowed to make on your own after you follow the basic training. Some products, if you did not follow the training in Belgium, we do not sell it to you. If you did not do 5 projects in the last 12 months, you will not be able to buy that product anymore. So we take this very seriously. That's the first thing. Second thing is that, and I believe there is someone is coming in October to Indonesia. So, and then secondly, if it is necessary and the fabricator is not 100% confident in making a product, then we have here 2 flying engineers in Bangkok that fly all over Southeast Asia to go and help within the production, and they can do also site visits. Whenever there's a site ongoing, yeah, if it's an ongoing site, and I'm in the neighborhood, I also personally pass by the sites to have a look. Yeah, it's not always possible, but if it is possible, for sure, I'll go and have a look, especially if the site is just starting.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but in the end of the presentation, sorry to interrupt you, in the end of the presentation, you're going to see a few reference projects. So this is not a new, PT Aneka is not a company that is newly starting in this business, or in Reynaers. They have experience.
Yeah. So because some of the participants asking about your projects, Reynaers.
You're going to see it. You're going to see it. Yeah.
Okay, please continue.
All right. Yeah. One more thing about the original question. Yeah, the original question was about delivery lead times, right? So, we have a huge stock in the headquarters. So for big projects, you have to follow a lead time. But if it is a villa project or just a few doors, we never sell the full stock. So if tomorrow we get a huge order, we will never sell the whole stock. We'll sell enough to get started, but we will always keep a minimum stock. So unless we get really a lot of small projects, the stock is really gone. But this is exceptional. Yeah. So this is also that if there's an issue in a project where we need 1 or 2 profiles quickly, that we will always have a little bit of stock. Again, the last 12 months this was not like that, because really the whole stock was really sold. But this is again back to normal now. So this is important for you to know that if you need a small spare part here or there, that we normally have it in stock. Okay. Sustainability, it was mentioned, a very hot topic at the moment, even more important with the energy crisis now. Yeah, so I think it's what you see with cradle to cradle, all materials compliant to cradle in the middle of the slide. This is what it is. On the red on the right side, you see passive house and minergy level. So this is extreme insulation if this is necessary. We do have it sometimes in Southeast Asia that somebody is making a green building or a CO2 zero emission building. You have the LEED certifications that sometimes is requested. Yeah, so this is possible. At the right bottom, reduce fabrication time. This is reduction of the cost, obviously. Yeah. For the architects, up to 3.6 meter high, standard. We tested a few months ago here in Bangkok for a project up to 4.2 meter highs. We passed with flying colors. The owner, the consultant, everybody was super happy. So that's fantastic. Yeah. Again, standard up to 3.6 meter. I explained before why we do that. Yeah. It is compatible with Masterline 8, which is our window and door system. So Masterline 8 is a window and door system, a casement system. Sometimes you have a sliding door, but you have a fixed light on the top, or you have at the left or the right side a normal door. So this is possible to combine with Masterline 8. We have multiple coupling options for different types of systems. Yeah, we have a central closer. That means in the middle here, yeah, central closer. So two profiles coming together. We have glass corners. Yeah, again glass to glass. Yeah, we have 2-rail, 3-rail. We have monorail with inside and outside glazing, and the width can be up to 3 meters. Yeah, the width is less critical than the height, but still because of the weight, we limit it to 3 meters. Because if you have 3 meter wide and 3.6 meter height, you can imagine the weight of that door. So this is the nice visualization. Now we go to the technical sections. Yeah, so here we go. So very high glass thicknesses up to 62 millimeter, 41 millimeter of insulation. That refers to this one here. Yeah, so it's the insulation strip. Yeah, and it is available in a standard for commercial applications or for more economical solutions. And we have also the high insulation values available. Hardware options. So we have the standard and the comfort locks. Yeah, we have very high locks. So because if you have high doors, you also must have the hardware to have this. Yeah, and the receiver is now concealed in the frame. Yeah, you see this one here. This is the receiver with a lot of lift and sliding doors. This is usually popping out, sticking out, or the locking point. This is sticking out. So this is now hidden inside the vent. Yeah, and then we have a lot of different options. We have 6 different options for handles. Touch horizon. So these are Reynaers names. Yeah, so this refers to the handle here. Yeah, so this refers to the look of the handle. Okay, not to go too much into detail, I do want to show this one. Soft stop and soft close. So that means it's the same like you are probably noticed from the kitchen drawer. So when you close the drawer, the last millimeters it stops and goes very slow. You have to imagine that you have now a very high door, 3.6 meter. Can you imagine? If you look up at the room where you are, probably that is not even 3.6 meter. It's probably less than 3.6 meter. So when you close the door, it would bang the outer frame. You could damage your door because the doors are now so easy to open and close. We made them so smooth that it becomes even dangerous. Yeah? So you can have a soft stop and close that when the door reaches the vent, that it will stop first and then slowly go into the closing position. Yeah? Here, water drainage. A question from before, but here I have a very nice slide to show how it works. Yeah. So on the inside, for example, you can have an additional profile. You don't have to do it, but if you want, you can have an additional profile to finish your floor on the inside. This is the inside. Why do I know this is the inside? Because I see the glazing bit here. In a European system, not all of them do it, but in a good European system, let's say it like that, the glazing bit should be on the inside. First of all, much better for the water performance. Second of all, burglar protection. If your burglar knows how to work with an aluminum system, you could clip out the glazing bit and take out the glass and go inside. So that's why in the European system, normally glazing bit on the inside. Here, this is the lift and sliding system. So here you see a gasket. What happens if you operate the handle? If you operate the handle, this vent will lift, goes up, the gasket no longer touch, nothing is touching, slide, lift and slide. So you lift up the vent and you slide it. When you close your door, you drop down and these gaskets are touching here. That means now you have a very good wind and water performance because it's no longer a normal brush like in a sliding system. It's now like in a normal window, it is really close with the gasket. Okay, water comes from the here's the outside, water comes, yeah, goes down, and then we drain it to here. We drain it down and then into a gutter. I mentioned this before. Here we could drain here also. We can drain it here under the floor. Or we can drain it to a gutter. It goes to the left and the right side to a pipe, and then it goes out. Here we can do it with the floor, yeah. Or we can have an aluminium cap here. Depends on what is preferred. Yeah? Some people prefer to see all the aluminium here. Some people prefer to continue their floor. There might be a reason why you cannot continue the floor. If the floor is too thin, it will break, yeah, or whatever reason. Yeah, so then you have to do it with aluminium. Again, the water will run here. It will already run here. It will not go all the way to your door anymore. It will disappear here. drain out. The water that comes from the drain here drains down and then here. One problem. Okay, I'm going to talk about it later, not now. Okay, later. Okay, something else here. Hidden drainage is also possible. So here you see that the standard door like we are used to it, and here we have the water drainage. Yeah. So this is a small PVC cap. Architect says, I don't like to see this cap. I want to see a continuous line. Okay, we add a profile here, a screw, and this is, you hit it with a hammer or with your hand. You hit it in, and it clips, and now you have a hidden drainage. Yeah, you don't see it anymore. Or we can have a glazing bit here. Yeah, and then we can drain the water down here, and also with a small profile here. Also, again, a different way of creating hidden drainage. Yeah. Here you see something contradictory to what I said before. The glazing bit here is on the outside. Oh, okay. Why? I think it's in the next slide. Yeah. Why? Because if we have a monorail, sometimes you have huge glass panels. Yeah. Basically, theoretically, there's no limit. The sliding vent, because it has to move and it has to move left and right, you have a weight limit, there's a limit. But the fixed panels, people want bigger and bigger panels. And sometimes it's not possible to bring the glass to the inside. Sometimes the doors on the inside are too small to fit. Yeah, and don't forget, you can say, yeah, but the roof is not on yet. We bring the glass through the roof. Oh, very good. What if one day that glass breaks? We always think about what happens in the worst case situation during the usage of that system. Yeah. So if the glass breaks, you are stuck. You cannot replace your glass. So if it is a huge glass, it has to come from the outside. It is possible that you have a high-rise tower, yeah, and that these are balconies. So there will be no burglars on the outside that can come and take away that glazing bead. And anyway, if they take away this glazing bead and the glass is 500-600 kilograms, good luck to the burglar. Right? Yeah? So that's why this is an exception, why we accept the glazing bead on the outside, yeah, for a monorail. What is a monorail? A monorail is a system where when you have a sliding door, yeah, you have one sliding vent and you have one fixed part. You see, this is sliding and this is fixed. In a traditional system, they would make two vents. They would waste all that money on material and fabrication. They would make a real vent and they would fix it. We say, no, why you want to do that? We can save cost here. We don't have to make this vent anymore. We put the glass straight in the outer frame. Yeah? So if we would be competing here with a local system, we would come very close with our price. Huh? Yeah? If you don't have that monorail. The architect says, no, I don't care. I want monorail inside glazing. Okay, here we are. The profile has been designed symmetrical. So we can use a monorail on the inside. You see, this is the movable part. This is the reasonable dimension. So the glazing bit inside. Also on the monorail, the glazing bit on the inside. So this is possible. Yeah? If the installation is possible and if replacing the glass afterwards is possible. Yeah?
Okay, so Reynaers can still follow the client needs, right? Yep, according to the budget. Jadi tidak perlu khawatir lagi sekali lagi Bapak Ibu dan teman-teman sekalian, walaupun ini kualitas Eropa gitu ya, tapi Reynaers tetap akan bisa bisa memahami gitu ya dengan bagaimana kebutuhan kita, terutama dengan budget yang kita punya kurang lebih. So the client is quite happy if you already have many solutions for them, right?
Yeah, we try to make things symmetrically so that the client have. I give you the example of a folding door. A folding door is very difficult to make it wind and watertight, yeah, but Reynaers, we succeeded in this for big dimensions. So usually it's open to the inside because it's easier to, or to the outside because it's easier to make it watertight. Reynaers, our system, you can make the same profile, you can turn it around and it's symmetrical. So the same profile you can use for inside and outside. Before installation, obviously, yeah. yeah. But it gives the architects the freedom of choice and sometimes even last minute changes. For whatever reason, there will be furniture there, so you cannot open it to the inside. There will be furniture on the balcony, so it has to turn to the inside the door, cannot be outside anymore. So with very small, just adjustments, yeah, you can still change the opening type before the installation. Yeah, not every system. You have to ask us first.
Some architect want to have sliding on the outside. Some architect want to have sliding on the inside. From your point of view, as a system supplier, do you have any what is the pros and cons? Or what are okay?
Yeah, so here you see the movable parts on the inside, and here you see it on the outside. The reason why we as a standard, we put a sliding part on the inside because it is more away from the rain and from the weather. It's better for the water performance. But so if you want to put it on the outside, we have to check which system it is. It might give you a slightly less performance. So we prefer the movable vent to be on the inside. But we have a lot of projects where they want it on the outside and we put it on the outside. But as a standard, it's on the inside.
Different requirement.
Yeah. So it's possible, yeah. But we have to advise you on the potential reduction of performance. Yeah. Okay.
Okay, please continue, Jurgen.
Yeah. Okay. yeah. For example, look at this profile. Yeah. You see here, this side and this side is exactly the same. So this vent, if you put it here or you would put it here, is possible, both the same. Okay. So now multiple opening times, 3 rail up to 6 vents. 6 vents. This is a huge door. Yeah, you can imagine. This is also a huge profile here. So now I will ask Sugiarto. Sugiarto, here is the outside. Here is the inside. How are you going to drain this profile? How are you going to make water drainage into a profile like this? Yeah. So this will take a lot of time. People start welding drills together. People start to do all kind of crazy things. So this is why in Reynaers now we are pre-punching these profiles, so that when they go to the fabricator, they already have the water drainage holes inside. The first thing is, I mentioned in the beginning, faster fabrication. Yeah, this saves a lot of time. It's already done, automated in the factory from Reynaers. Secondly, when we do the fabrication, we don't have to worry, did the worker do the water drainage holes, or did he forget about it? In Reynaers, they cannot forget about it anymore because we already did it for them. Yeah, so this is a very big advantage. And then to make the profiles easy to handle, yeah, if you have really a lot of profiles or vents behind each other, we have these clips-on profiles for the side things, yeah, to allow easy and fast installation. A middle closure, yeah. Some architects, they want left and right fixed, and in the middle they want the middle part to slide. This is more complicated than you think, yeah, because normally we have these interlocking systems where the vents are hooking behind each other to get a good width and water performance. So a situation like this is not as easy as you might think, yeah, but we designed a standard solution for this. Combinations, yeah, opening times and combinations. So we can have a glass corner on the right side, yeah. We can have a fixed glass, same as in the Highfinity with the glass corner. You can also combine the MasterPatio with a Masterline 8. Yeah, Masterline 8 is one of our top windows and doors casement systems. I mentioned it briefly before. Why is it important to use a standard Reynaers connection? Because you see, the installation here is in the same line. The connection is made, there's a special profile to make this connection. So the systems in Reynaers are interconnectable. When you use a different type of system, it's a type of element from sliding to curtain wall to casement, we have a standard solution for this. Yeah? And this is what architects now love really so much, is a balustrade integrated into the sliding system. So more and more people are trying to use the space as much as possible. I don't know in Indonesia, but in a lot of countries, you have to pay the square meters of the apartment. They include the balcony. The weather is so hot, a lot of times we cannot really use that balcony. So now we have a big sliding door, which we could open, yeah, to make the feel of a balcony. But of course, if you have small kids and it's a floor-to-floor solution, you don't want that. So now we create a balcony integrated inside the sliding door. Yeah. Okay, summary. We have solutions for aesthetics. I will share this presentation, so you can share with everyone. So to save a little bit of time, I'm going to go to the main points, but not do everything again, right? So aesthetics, we have solutions for aesthetics. Performance, we have the top performance, yeah, up to 1,500 Pascal for water drainage. Sustainable design, yeah, circular product, everything can be recycled, and we have connectivity with other systems. Cradle to cradle, becoming more and more important, yeah, and for sure also for all of us in the future, yeah. A few other projects, or few other products, yeah, which are very popular at the moment, in line with MasterPatio, which means large elements, large opening parts. So you see a visualization here. So architects, they like to do oversized dimension, but still with slim sidelines. Thermal insulation, if it is necessary. If you don't want the thermal insulation, we can take it out for big projects, for large volumes. We can take out the insulation, open the die locally to reduce the cost, to reduce lead times, yeah. Zero threshold access, wheelchair, but also visual, of course, yeah. Freedom of glass choice, and all tested according to US and European standards. Few different solutions. Residential, so not used that often, yeah. High-end domestic doors, even bigger, yeah. So we put different accessories. They need to be more durable. And landscape, a combination of doors, meeting rooms, restaurants, official buildings, etc. Forster, yeah, and here I show you again, or I repeat again, that Reynaers Southeast Asia is now also taking care of Forster, yeah, so we have specialized people here for Forster. Typical buildings that you can see here on the left side, slim lines, yeah, even fixed. Architectural, don't only think about steel, don't only think about fire rated, it is also possible to do slimline curtain walls, slimline windows and doors with an architectural look in steel. So I will show one movie now. Yeah. So basically, when the architect right now they want to have a escape route, fire resistant escape route, they need to have a sliding door, and next to the sliding door they have to make a normal door that has the fire escape You will see it in the picture in a second. Yeah. So now we designed both in one. Situation of emergency. People are from the inside. They want to go outside. They push the door, and it becomes a casement door. You see?
Whoa. In two-way, right?
Yeah. Tested to up to 1 million cycles. Yeah. Which is enormous. 1 million cycles. So here you see the old solution. You see? So it used to be two separate doors. And now it is integrated into just one door.
So when I asking about the maximum sizings, you already said on your previous presentations. You hear my voice, Jurgen?
This is Forster. Yeah. I'm not going to go into too much detail about Forster. I just want to make sure that you are aware that this is available also in our region here.
Wow.
A few reference projects worldwide in Indonesia, what you've all been waiting for. Yeah.
Yeah.
Ferrari project. This is a project in Abu Dhabi. This was the last. I was working in Reynaers Middle East before, and this is the last project that I did in the Middle East. So it's really an amazing project. If anybody wants more information, don't hesitate to ask. Yeah. Four Seasons Hotel. This is also in Bagan in the Middle East. So this is on a man-made island, actually. Yeah. This looks like a completely 3D curtain wall, but actually the design of the architect and how we solved it is with normal 2D connections. Yeah, it's just how it is designed that it looks 3D, but it's actually with 2D connections. Some projects in Southeast Asia. So this is in Vietnam, the Sheila project, Sheila Hotel. Oberoi Square in India. Yeah, sliding systems. The Monument on Lors is in Thailand, closer to myself here now. Another Four Seasons hotel. So the tower, the folding doors were done with Reynaers. At the bottom, the left and the right side. So this is the residential tower. And the two hotels on the left and the right side, they all went with Reynaers, Bangkok Saturn. Emlat Brau, this is actually 5 minutes away from here. I can see it from the parking building of my office here. Projects in Indonesia. So this is the Mansion at Tamrin 9 complex, yeah, behind the UAB building there. This is together with our partner, PT Aneka. This is in the same development, a townhouse at Tamrin 9. Yeah. Then we have a few residential projects. You see Highfinity there, yeah. No MasterPatio yet, it's a new project, yeah. We see a product, yeah. So here we see a nice residential project, and you see here the CP130, lift and slide, LS is lift and slide, and zero threshold, yeah. So these are a few of the features that we saw today that are used and applied there already in Indonesia. Another residential with a stick system curtain wall 50. Another residential project, yeah. Reynaers Aluminium, together for better.
From Pak Ardiansyah Sukocho, to prevent aluminum corrosion, are there any special products for Reynaers that can be installed in the coastal area?
Yep. So first of all, the pre-anodization, as I said, of course, if you cut the profile, you expose the aluminium again. So we have something called anti-corro. So, and this is when you cut a profile, you put anti-corro when you do the connection of the profile. This is for the profiles, and the profiles is the easiest way to protect, and it's also the most important one, because if you have a very aggressive environment, you have to you can see this easily. If you walk in an aggressive environment, you can see the exit signs outside, or you can see some balustrades that are corroded. You know immediately when an area is high corrosion. Accessories, easy to replace after 5 or 10 years if you have to. Aluminium, not so easy. So we focus on protecting that aluminium first. Yeah. Maybe somebody will say, "Hey, aluminium doesn't have corrosion like steel." You are correct. Aluminium will put, if you have mill finished aluminium without any treatment, it will put an oxidation layer, a white layer on top of the aluminium. But if you have a powder coated aluminium and the mill finished aluminium is protecting itself, putting that layer, you get bubbles on your paint, and your paint will go out. So that's why protect your aluminium with pre-anodization, which is a patented way of Reynaers of doing it, and put Reynaers anti-corrosion material on your exposed aluminium. And use as much as possible the highest corrosion class of accessories. Yeah. And the last information I can give you about it is the solution to prevent corrosion. The best solution is cleaning. Corrosion comes when the salt is deposited on your aluminium and it stays there. If you rinse it off, the salt will not get a chance to attack your aluminium. Regular cleaning is the most important thing. So when you clean your windows, when you clean your floor, take a wet cloth, go over the frame, go over your handle, done.
halaman katalog produk. Halaman pertama yang kita temukan adalah halaman brand news namanya. Nah, di halaman brand news ini kita akan bisa melihat sama halnya seperti sosial media pada umumnya seperti Facebook, seperti LinkedIn. Jadi di sini kita bisa melihat berbagai macam informasi-informasi yang bisa kita lihat. Terus juga kita juga bisa melihat dari informasi dari asosiasinya, dari brand-brand yang sudah bergabung bersama katalog pro dan sebagainya. Ini seperti newsfeed ya kalau ada di sebuah halaman sosial media. Bagi teman-teman atau Bapak Ibu yang ingin buat dokumen outline atau pemilihan material, nggak perlu lagi harus repot-repot keluar masuk website atau mungkin ketik ulang dari brosurnya atau scan gambar produknya. Nah, katalog sudah punya sistemnya, jadi kita tinggal masuk saja ke dalam salah satu subkategori yang kita inginkan. Contoh di kategori pekerjaan akustik interior, kita masuk ke kategori door and window aluminium. Dan di sini sudah ada berbagai macam varian brand-brand yang bisa kita pilih. Nah, ini kita bisa ambil salah satunya, contoh misalnya seperti Reynaers di sini. Dan kita bisa masuk ke halamannya Reynaers. Dan yang menarik, di setiap halaman brand di katalog pro sudah kita standarisasi, tampilnya akan seperti ini, dan ini akan menginformasikan ke Bapak Ibu dan teman-teman sekalian kantornya di mana. Terus juga yang terpenting adalah PIC-nya. Jadi di sini sudah ada Jurgen di sini sebagai PIC dari Reynaers, dan di sini sudah ada nomor handphonenya. Jadi tinggal menghubungi Jurgen untuk bisa menanyakan Reynaers lebih detail. Dan yang menarik lagi, di setiap halaman brand page itu pasti ada button produk. Nah, kita bisa masuk ke dalam produknya, kita bisa ambil salah satu produk yang kita inginkan seperti MasterPatio Ledy, dan kita bisa lihat spesifikasinya, deskripsinya, aplikasinya. Nah, kalau misalnya
satu.
GoPro with katalog pro.
Oke, thank you everyone. Terima kasih. Sekali lagi saya ucapkan terima kasih kepada Jurgen and tim dari Reynaers. Thank you for your time and for your presentation. And terima kasih sekali lagi kepada Bu Ledy Diana sebagai professional viewer hari ini. Dan juga terima kasih kepada Pak Sandhy. Sekali lagi terima kasih waktunya, dan terima kasih kepada teman-teman partisipan yang sudah hadir dalam acara Product of the Week with PERAFI Series. Dan jangan lupa untuk terus saksikan PERAFI Series lainnya setiap hari Rabu jam 2 siang. Dan kita ada produk setiap hari Jumat jam 2 siang. Dan juga jangan lupa untuk ikuti special talk show bersama Asehimas di tanggal 30 September nanti. Sampai jumpa.